And we're going to cut here for the purposes of time. Okay, so Preston is on board. Mama Murphy has given me the map marker to Diamond City, etc., etc. Powered armor adds 100 pounds to your carry weight. So running around in powered armor, assuming that you've got the fusion cores for it, is a very, very viable tactic. Herbal anodyne again. I forgot that I had dropped a bunch of stuff on that guy. And as you can see, a lot of these guys had despawned. Matter of fact, I think most of them have despawned. So I'm very glad that I went through and I grabbed most of the stuff that I wanted. I want to make sure that I can get back to... I'll take that because it actually has a mod on it. So, what'd you find? Oh, yes. This building. Okay. That's funny. I don't remember that being shut before. And a cap stash. Aha! The door was stuck. I don't actually have a double barrel shotgun. I know that for what it weighs, leather armor is pretty valuable because if nothing else, you can strip it and you can salvage leather from it. So I'm not picking up all the guns. What I am going to do is I'm going to hike back to Sanctuary, hopefully before my fusion core runs out.
No offense if you're from here or something.
And this is one of the reasons why they wanted people... Uh-oh. Wow. Okay. Preston's a much better shot in survival mode because he never used to hit these guys. Now, as you can see in the AP marker on the right-hand side, I've got a goodly portion, about 15% of my APs are gone, probably because I have a food marker, I have a water marker, and I believe that I saw an exhaustion marker pop up just about the time that the fight was getting started. So if it's 5% per, then that makes sense. I'm trying to track the math and get a good idea of how the numbers work. I'm not trying to min-max the character so much as I am trying to make sure that things are consistent. It makes sense to me that exhaustion, the first level of exhaustion, would give you about the same amount of AP loss as one level of thirst or one level of hunger. So I'm trying to do all of this with a critical eye to make sure that the changes that they've made to the game actually make sense. And now we store all of the junk. I'm going to try to keep myself at 10 stim packs because 10 stim packs is a pound. And again, the stuff that you don't normally think about. Ammunition. I'm carrying 66 pounds. I've got 363 rounds of ammunition. That's 3 pounds of ammunition, and that's the lightest ammunition I had. Come on. I wish they set this up so you could just type in a number. They may have to do that because people are going to be spending more time micromanaging. Now, I don't have a 308, so we're getting rid of that for now. And I am debating on the pipe rifle. We're going to see if we can mod one of those up, but right now I'm standing around burning up my fusion core. So we go ahead and stow the powered armor. Pull the fusion core, run right over to the bench, and drop that shit off. Because again, it's 2 pounds. I'm going to go ahead and repair the armor, because I have the metal for it. None of it was busted up to the point that it can't be worn, which is good. And I have a feeling I'm going to be using this goddamn thing a lot. And now we take care of the rest of our maintenance. Boil some water. Deathclaw steak plus 1 agility for an hour. Better believe I'm going to hold on to that for a special occasion. No soup, no utility. And, again, I forgot that I leveled up. So I was planning on a high agility gunslinger type of build. Even though I went all the way into the agility tree, I was going to go ahead and take gun fu. I will probably eventually wind up taking ninja, just because that affects your normal attacks as well as your melee attacks. And if I get to that point, I may go ahead and take the first level of Blitz, because it makes ninja so much more effective. But for right now, I think I need to play up my survivability. We have chem resistance, which I haven't had a problem with that yet. I'm probably going to go ahead and take locksmith. Well, like I said, I'd like to play up my survivability, being so fragile. But there are an awful lot of things I cannot loot right now because I simply can't get into them. Another layer of guns. Oh, I have to be level 7 for that, so that's not going to happen. By the way, for those of you that don't get your endurance to level 10 and take solar powered, remember that during the daylight hours, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., solar powered plus 2 endurance, which gives you extra hit points, which is always good in a survival game. But you also get plus 2 to your strength. More strength, more melee damage, more carry weight. More carry weight is going to be the kind of thing that you're going to want it so bad, and everything you do. I'm going to go ahead and take medic so that I recover more. And now it's getting late. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I'm thirsty. So I'm going to settle in. Have a nice clean bed. I built all of this in my downtime, which is one of the reasons why I was level 3. So again, I'm not going to worry about food or water before I go to sleep, because I'm going to be sleeping long enough that I'm probably just going to need to eat and drink again. And again, all of this is experimental right now. Oh, it's 9 p.m. So 6 in the morning is 9 hours. Oh, now here's a question. Well, we're going to try it. I'm going to sleep for 9 hours even though I'm hungry and thirsty, and I'm going to see if I still wake up with well rested even though I'm hungry and thirsty. I am still well rested, but I'm hungry from lack of food. So we're still hungry and thirsty. And I am out of the food that I had, and also out of the... Okay. Now see, the hungrier you get, the more you have to consume. Better, but still peckish. Wow. That's going to be harsh. And, as you can see, I have no water. So we're going to go to the workshop. I need all of this stuff for everyone else anyway. I'm going to see if I can actually build. Typically when I'm building a settlement, I build a water purifier because it provides you with surplus water, which now is going to be literally worth its weight in gold. However, it requires 2 power. So before I get into this, let's make sure, yes, I can build a generator. Okay. So now we take the... Oh, I was hoping that would happen. It's a stupid sound effect, it really is. But... Wow. I normally play a moderately straight game, so every once in a while, if I indulge in something stupid. Now, when you have a hand pump, you can actually use it to get water.
Looks like it's in working order. Looks like it's in working order.
Okay, you can turn it on and off. Now, I'm going to mark the time. I woke up a little after 6, and I want to see how long I can go before I start feeling exhausted again. Okay, there is no option for filling bottles straight from the pump. So let's run back up here, and I apologize for all of the dashing back and forth. I will try to edit out as much of this for content as possible. The first video was just a demonstration, and so it was 90% edited and just 10% me running around. Okay, now, yes, okay. You can fill the bottles from the water pumps. Of course, then you have to... Oh, I see. It'll just keep going. It'll just keep pumping automatically as long as you have empty bottles, apparently, which is good because you don't have to keep triggering the animation. Now, the big thing about this... Nope, you cannot just drink the water. Oh, yes you can. Okay, there we go. There we are, properly hydrated. And again, it looks like it will automatically... take water from the pump until you no longer need it, which is good. Now, you are going to be assigned to my scavenging station. Now, I'm going to run around off screen, and I'm going to do... Actually, let me go talk to Preston first. I'm going to run around off screen.
The Minutemen could use more people like you. By the way, if you want to help out around here at all, talk to Sturgis. I'm sure he'd be glad for all the help he can get.
Another level. That's nice. Ten Pines. Not too far. Lots of stuff in between. So, as I said, I'm going to run around off screen and do all of Sturgis's building quests, as well as running around and scrapping a goodly hunk of the settlement. I may spend the entire day today doing that, but I can't spend too long because I don't have any actual food except for that steak, and I'd rather hold on to that. But now that I know that I can just go ahead and rehydrate off of the pump, hydration, as long as you're in a settlement, is no longer a problem. So that's going to be pretty big. So I'm going to go off screen for a little while, and I'll be back. Okay, it's 11:16 in the morning. I just got my first parched warning, so that was only a couple of hours.
Well, for starters, we could use some real beds.
And I'm going to run all of these all at one time except for food.
Sure we can sleep.
And I can't do food
Sturgis.
because I don't have any sources of food just yet.
A reliable supply of clean water.
Now we're at 30% because there were some gourds and some melons that were available elsewhere in the settlement. I managed to transplant those, and I've got some people working on them, but there's just not a lot of food around the settlement. So guess where I'm going? Now before I run off and do anything, I'm going to go upstairs and take a nap. By the way, for those of you that are not aware, when you are building beds for settlements, the first bed that you build is called a dirty bed or a dirty mattress. You can only sleep on that for 5 hours. The bed that I made for myself is a slightly nicer bed, but as you can see, it costs the same 4 steel and the same 5 cloth as a regular mattress. So I used to build the dirty ones because it didn't really matter. Now it does. So you may want to rethink your building strategy. Now I think I'm still good on everything. Let me put on that one piece of armor that I picked up that I did not have before. The double barrel shotgun is 9 pounds, and quite frankly, I really don't think that I can afford that much weight. So we're going to ditch that. And now I'm going to stroll down south to the nearest farm, Abernathy Farm, because I know that they have plenty of food. They also have a quest for retrieving their daughter's locket, and my current quest going out to 10 Pines happens to take me right past that locket happens to be residing at the moment. Now I want to stay low here because there are typically some bloat flies flying around, and I'm trying not to get myself infected with anything. You see, now you have this curiosity. Yep, wild mongrels. Now, they know I'm here. I'm going to back away. Although, to be perfectly honest, some wild mongrel meat is not a bad idea. So, actually, I'm going to go hunting mongrels. Wow, I suck at VATS. Not too good outside of it either. You got him, dog meat?
Excuse me.
That's close enough, stranger. We're a peaceful farm. We don't want any trouble.
It's okay. I'm friendly.
My guess is they're holed up in that old USAF station.
And as I said, Satellite Station Olivia on the way to 10 Pines. Now, I don't normally harvest everything they've got, but I'm not normally worried about starving to death either. So we're going to take everything they've got, we're going to run home, we're going to plant some of it, and I'm going to see if I can't cook something out of the rest, because sadly, you cannot eat raw potatoes. And if they'll let me harvest this stuff without calling it stealing, For some reason, this one melon over here in the corner doesn't like to appear underneath the cursor. So now I'm going to head back home and make sure that I'm following the right marker. I'm going to head back home. We're going to see what we can cook up with all this stuff, and we'll be right back. So here we are, back for planting season. Now, for those of you that don't know, what I prefer to do, and as they automatically start to take care of the crops, there we go. For those of you that don't know, most crops will give you 1/2 of a food requirement for your settlement. Mute fruit is one of the exceptions. Mute fruit will actually give you one entire food. Now, I'm going to check. Vegetable soup is potatoes, dirty water, and carrots. So there's another way of purifying dirty water, is cooking it. Squirrel stew is pretty extensive. You need a lot of stuff to make squirrel stew, but it's plus 2% XP gain for 2 hours. Rad stag stew, same thing, plus 30 energy resistance for an hour, but you need gourds, rad stag meat, which of course most people are going to be cooking so they get the extra carry weight, silt beans, and vodka. Okay, that's going to be some kick-ass stew if you're cooking it with vodka. Noodle cups are dirty water and razor grain. Well, there's a use for razor grain at least. And iguana soup. Iguana bits, dirty water, and carrots. So unfortunately, potatoes, you can either plant them in the ground to fulfill your food requirement. You can cook them in vegetable soup, or you can turn them into vegetable starch. Vegetable starch, 1 unit of vegetable starch equals 5 adhesive. For those of you that haven't been playing the game very long, you need adhesive to do almost any sort of modding, even when it comes to modding armor. You need adhesive. So what I tend to do is try to plant things. You can see you need 3 corn, 3 mute fruit, and 3 potatoes and 1 purified water in order to make 1 unit of adhesive. I try to plant corn, mute fruit, and potatoes at every settlement that I have. That way I can run by the settlement, go ahead, harvest all of them, cook them down right there at the cooking station, and then I can go ahead and I can just carry the adhesive. Your hit points and your agility bonuses that you would normally get for eating the Deathclaw steak, you don't get as long as you're hungry. So it would be stupid for me to go ahead and eat the steak unless it were the last thing that I had to eat. Now, we have a Nuka-Cola Cherry, which is 50 hit points, 5 rads, 25 AP. This is 20 hit points, 5 rads, 10 AP, but there's more of them. Nuka-Cola Quantum is, of course, lots of hit points, lots of AP, 5 rads. And all of these are caffeinated. Caffeinated beverages will make you hungry. And if they're doing this at all realistically, they will also dehydrate you. But caffeinated beverage will temporarily fend off the effects of exhaustion. So, I've got a lot of missions to do now. I've got Olivia. By the way, every once in a while you'll find Sturgis up on the roof. For whatever reason, there's a glitch. Sometimes he will get himself up on the roof. Go ahead and build a staircase up to the roof and then walk up to him and talk to him. That fixes it.
Now just relax a little bit.
Preston will never relax, but I'm on it.
Thanks. It'll make everyone feel more secure here.
So that's going to be all for today. I thank you very much for sticking with me through the extra long video. next time I will probably build something. Oh, look, there's something I need to move. I will probably wind up building something to get enough XP to go up another level, and then have the game saved and be fed and so on and so forth, and then we'll get started with all of our various and wonderful missions. Thank you very much for following along with me. I will include links in the description on other Fallout 4 videos that I happen to have running. I have a survival difficulty video, which is more of a roleplay playthrough, and it is designed, the character is designed more specifically towards the new Automatron DLC. And I will leave a link to the first episode of that series in the description below. As always, likes are appreciated and subscriptions doubly so. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any specific questions or things that you would like me to try, sorry I didn't catch any illnesses this time. We'll try next time. But if there's anything that specific that you'd like me to try, any place you'd like me to go and look at, please go ahead and leave something in the comments below. This has been Darkhizer, signing off. Have a good night.